Coming up next on the Garden Gate, we're going to learn about butterflies, birds, birdhouses. Gary, what kind of birdhouse is this?
This is actually perfect for a black-capped chickadee or a white-breasted nuthatch.
Excellent. Join us in a few minutes and we'll learn more about all these great birdhouses. Hi, I'm Brenda Ibey from the Avant Garden Shop, and welcome to another episode of the Garden Gate. Today I'm here with Gary Cowie of Animal House Creations, and as you can see, he likes to build. So Gary, what have we got here?
We've got a selection of birdhouses, a mason bee house, and a butterfly house.
Wow, those are very nice. So tell me about the bluebird house. I know people love to try and attract the bluebird.
They do, yep. There's a lot of things to consider when buying or building a house. Number one is construction. You want it to be natural and breathable. Wood fits the bill perfectly. You want a decent overhang so that it's covering the hall.
Right.
And you want it built to last, so use screws rather than brads and glue for the seams.
Right.
Most importantly, it should open.
Yes.
You're going to have to clean this when the birds leave in the fall. Use about a 10% bleach solution.
Okay.
Clean it out, disinfect it, and you're ready to go for next year.
Why is it important to clean the birdhouses?
Just because of the bacteria and everything that's going to build up when they've had their chicks and all that. It's best to get that disinfected for the next round.
Out. Yeah. Will the birds not use it the next year?
The same one, a lot of them won't. No. So it is important.
Right. Okay.
The front wall should be thatched so that they can easily climb up it. Just smooth wood, they have a difficult time. The floor space, specific to each bird, it's got to be a certain dimension.
Certain size, right.
To get that perfect. Same with the hole size, needs to be a certain size.
Right, yep.
And even a certain height off the floor.
Right.
So whether this is great for bluebirds, these hole sizes would be different, and floor sizes would be different for the chickadees, and that's also great for a white-breasted nuthatch.
And what's this other little piece on the outside here? What's this little raised section?
This acts as a predator guard and makes it difficult for, say, squirrels to chew in and for other predators to put an arm in and actually bend to get at the eggs below. Right. So it keeps them safe, and you notice there's no perches.
Right.
Birds don't need a perch.
They don't need a perch.
It just makes it easier for the predators to get at them.
Right. And then you've got a gap here?
Yeah, that helps for the opening and closing, but it also gives it some front ventilation. And then I've added some side ventilation.
Right.
Ventilation's important, as is drainage. You want any moisture that builds up in here should have an easy way to get out.
Right. And it looks like it's easy to mount. You've got a hanger on the back as well as this piece on the bottom.
Exactly. You can hang from the back. You solidify it here. I've recessed the floor so that if you're going to put it on poles, and for bluebirds, the best is a pole with a baffle underneath, about 5 feet off the ground. It just helps protect them from the cats and raccoons and anything else that's going to be going after them.
Okay. Now, I'm really fascinated by the bee house and the butterfly house. Can you tell me a little bit more about those?
Yeah, this is for mason bees. These are fantastic pollinators. They're native solitary bees, so they've evolved over millions of years here. They're great for our plants, and in terms of pollination, they're way better than a honeybee.
Right.
These guys will visit like 2,000 blossoms a day.
Right.
So come early spring, if you're a gardener, you really need these out there.
They're mason bees. Do they sting?
They don't. They can sting. They're non-aggressive. They're not protecting a hive because they're solitary.
Right.
They're just going about their business. And if you leave them alone or don't aggressively attack them, they're not going to attack you. You can stand right in front and watch their progress.
Okay, excellent. And then quickly, the butterfly house there on the end, that looks really amazing.
It's great for butterfly gardeners in case they want to provide a hibernation box or even a shelter box for them. Again, it opens, you would put some bark or a twig in here for them to sit on, some dried leaves of nettle, birch, elm, something like that, and they would weather the storm in here.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much for joining me, Gary.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. And we'll see you next time on the Garden Gate.
The Garden Gate is brought to you by the Avant Garden Shop, your destination for gardening accessories and backyard birding supplies.